1248. Okay. Let's go ahead and get straight to this. Let's see. Do that. And that. So we should be good. Cool. Alright. Hopefully everybody can see everything, and we should be agreeing for go. Actually, I might leave that playing. I mean, why not? Right? It doesn't hurt. Mix it up every now and then. What is this? Hold up. What is this? Oh, the vehicle workshop. Yeah. I need to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. Because right now, I am kind of lost. We haven't replanted anything. Not yet, anyways. What's up, Ash? Barely get up from my bed because my body feels heavy. I'm sorry to hear that. Dude, if you're still sick, like... I don't know. I was about to say maybe it's just one of the things that it has to like run its course, but I don't think you're meant to be sick this long. Or at least, I mean... I'm not sure if I like the music being on or not, so I'm actually just going to mute it. I don't know. I don't hate it, I just don't... I don't know how I feel about it. Let's check. So, I've been putting in a decent amount of work offline to... Wait, okay, that's not jump button. A decent amount of work offline to make sure the video looks good and everything like that. No, you don't remind me now that you're streaming. Also, why did it go to 7:30? Because, okay, so... I went out and about. Uh-oh, what the heck is going on my screen? One second. Sorry. I just got my new iPhone case, and so I was driving around trying to find an iPhone because I wanted to wait till I got the case before I got the phone, depending on whether or not the case. Because the case that I have is very particular. And because of that, if they didn't have the case that I needed, I would have to get a different phone. I wouldn't have to, but I would, naturally. Well, since they had the phone case that I needed, okay, well that means now I can get the phone. So I was driving around trying to find the phone today, and pretty much every place is out of them. So, couldn't do that. Let's see, when can we, do you know off the top of your head when we can start planting rice? Oh, we can't plant rice until like next year. We gotta wait till like April, which is, I guess, fine, that works for us. I'm lagging, so I'm going back and forth from the stream. I understand. Lagging is a thing. It says white, but this thing looks like dingy brown. What should I be doing? I know we're gonna need to harvest the grass soon. We don't really have a lot of money, so that's one problem. I could go ahead and roll this. We also don't have any fertilizer on it. Hold up, 1 second. Adjust this. My mic. There it goes. I don't know. I guess I named the title of the video correctly. Either my dad took a leave or he is absent today because he's usually gone before I wake up, but he's still there. It could be just one of those things that like everybody's sick. And I know if the Philippines is anything like the state that I'm in right now, It's been like raining, cold, random hot this one day, cold, rain, cold. And so I think the constant season changing is not good for anybody. And so that could be why a decent amount of people are getting sick. Who is this guy? I'm not gonna talk to this guy. I don't really care. Can I? I don't know. I'm done. Okay. We need to generate money. Because as of right now, this is gonna be our way to get money. That's the grandpa? And who's this random guy on my porch? I don't really care. But we need to find some way to make money. Because we're gonna need to have, oh boy, a lot of stuff. We need to start looking at the mowers that we're gonna get. Which, if we're being honest, I could just get one thing and just call it a day. The thing is, I need to have one that can swath. So that is, a thing. It needs to be able to swath. And the problem is, I don't know how can you tell if it can or cannot swath. I'll go back in a few minutes. Let me just finish this lesson. No, you're perfectly fine. We need to figure out swathing. You know what? Let's just do some contracts for a while. Because I do need to rack up some money. Cultivating. I need the fastest way to make a lot of money. Jeez. What is this? What are we harvesting? That's going to give me 18k. Green beans. This is going to take me a while, I can already tell. Okay, hold up. This is bugging me for some reason. This is not wanting to cooperate right now. Hopefully that feels better. A little bit better. I've never actually harvested green beans, so let's try to do that. I think this is borrow. Perfect. Okay. Need to generate some dinero. Oh, cool. And the field is right in front of us. That's easy. Okay. Let's unfold. Ah, I see why this is going to take forever. Because that is a pretty girthy field with only this tiny... Oh, wow. Yeah, this is going to take forever. Hold on. Well, let's just look at the steering. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. I'm gonna regret this contract, but it's okay. There it is. Okay, so now we're set. Let's go ahead and lower. This is going to take forever. We gotta put on cruise control. Just kick back and relax, because this is going to take forever. Who the heck would use this tiny machine for such a big field? Like, it seems like it's going to hold a lot of food and hold a lot of material. But it just seems like it's gonna take, or I can't even see the other end of the field because of all the fog. I could probably pay AI to do this field, and it would still generate some money for me. As far as mowers and stuff that we need, I need one that can bale and wrap, and the John Deere seems like it's the only one that can. Which stinks. Because now I gotta save up or just get a loan for some. In this little section back there. Which, let me hop in this. Let's check out that new mod I just downloaded. Oh, it's working. Oh, that's cool. I like this mod. I like this. And then if I wanted to, I could lean. If I wanted to. That's kind of cool. This is a very straightforward machine, which is nice. Let me actually turn. Oh, bag it up, bag it up, bag it up, bag it up, bag it up. It should be back on back. And we're back in it. And turn back on cruise control. And now we're just coasting. I don't really. Oh, it's kind of calm. You know what? This we need some radio. So. I think I'm pressing the wrong button. Radio. Since we're going to be having to do some contracts. I mean, the crappy part is this contract isn't even going to generate us that much money. Not enough to warrant actually doing it. I don't know, we need to think. Because again, we need a baler, we need a mower. The baler that we want is already going to cost us 100 and something. About 113. We'll say 115,000. So we got to save up for that baler. We also need a mower. The good part is the mower itself is cheap. Now, the bad part is I need a mower that can swath. So I need to figure out that situation. Nom 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 nom. Eat up all the green beans. Okay. And in the sake of saving money, as far as the mower goes, since our grass field is not that big as of right now, we could go ahead. Let me activate cruise control. We could. I think this is the one I have. It's one of these two. And I hate that it doesn't tell us what it does, but I could go ahead and get these two together, which makes about 30. And I think I can turn on swathing. And if not, we'll bounce over to the test server, we'll check just to make sure. But I think we can swath with it. And if that's the case, we'll have those two for 30k. Then we need to save up for a baler. Which, or we could lease the baler temporarily. Or actually, no. We'll put out a loan. We'll put out a loan and get the baler that way. And then eventually we will be able to sail. Let's see. Transport. This one. 50. Good. So for the most part, the bales that we are going to need and all the stuff to sell the stuff is going to be cheap. So we're not going to be, you know, just out of a lot of money that way, you know. Let's see, get this back on track. Let that go cruise control. And that's good. It seems like for the... seems like for the most part, getting our grass up and going, not that bad. Now, when we were trying to sell that rice did not give us a lot of money. It did not at all. I think if you're trying to sell rice, you're doing it because it is a new crop and the mechanic is also new. It's not like all these other plants. You actually have to flood the field before planting it, and so you're using it for that. But for the most part, I don't think rice is going to be extremely profitable. It's time consuming, and then even the money you get from it isn't, the revenue you get from it is not that good. So therefore the profit can't be that good. However, grass, I can at least work with sheep. Problem is, we don't even have enough to have sheep right now. We don't. We didn't have hay, because we still would have to tether the grass, so that's something else you'd have to worry about. I think, at least for the first few months, we're probably going to work with... I'm trying to think how we want to do this, because it is going to be kind of difficult, but I think for the most part, for the first few months, we'll focus on grass and silage. After we sort of rack up a decent amount of money, and we have enough to buy a hayloft, all that other stuff, then we'll double back and we will go ahead and get the what do you call it? The sheep. And we'll do it that way. So just going around the outside of this field one time was 25%. That's great. Going on the outside one time was 25%. It is what it is. Let's just chill. Let's relax. Let me put it on cruise control. I kind of just want to take a nap. It's great. I could just put on cruise control and just sit here. It's nice. And just listen to the music. But it's so relaxing. And I see why I don't play with the music on, because this game is so chill, and the music also being very calm and chilling. I'm not gonna lie, it's putting me to sleep. Like, if I would shut the heck up, this would be like just background noise to listen to, fall asleep. Maybe that's just me, but I could genuinely fall asleep to this, minus my voice. Like, if I had to listen to this back, I would not want to hear my voice if I'm trying to fall asleep to it, anyways. But this should get us a decent amount of money. I think after we finish this field, figure out which one swaths, like what's the cheapest swathing setup I can get. Because looking at the mowers, we're definitely not getting this. We cannot afford this at this stage. We definitely can't afford this thing. I love this thing, but we can't afford it. Which means two things we're going to have to work with. That's 35K. We still got to get that. You know, we kind of better just getting these two for 30K. And with that 30K, or 31-ish K, you know, we'll be set up. We'll have everything we need to at least start cutting the grass, and we just gotta go back and get a baler. Dude, I feel like it's making it look like I'm turning the wheel more than oh, I forgot. These vehicles probably have really, really large turning radius, or radii, whereas my wheel, it only goes up to like 900, but these things, you probably have like, I don't know, twice the range of what a normal car would. So you're like having to spin it multiple times. Also, the wheels themselves do look kind of small. I'm not sure if that matters at all, but I genuinely don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is going to be the first and last contract we do for the day. This is going to take way too long. Now, do we still have to plow our field? Hold up. Let's see. Our field is down here. Let's see. No, we don't need to plow. Everything's been taken care of as far as plowing goes. We need to... We can't plant. I guess we could just care for the field. Probably handle any weeds that pop up on that field. Because I genuinely don't think there's anything else I could do for our fields. At least at the moment. Excuse me. We just need money. Emergency exits. I like it has a little diagram in the window. It's kind of cool. Just grab this. Lock onto that. Cool. Also, I'm not sure if everybody else has been having the best time with FS25, but there are so many bugs that bother me. Like, for example, I cannot hold 60 frames like steady on this game. Never could, and it seems like I still can. Or at least what it's showing me in my top right is that I'm getting about 50-ish. I'm getting about mid-50s, about 53 to about 54. Now if I look down, it goes up, which means the graphics has something to do with my render distance. And I was following a video that I saw earlier, and he has his set to 150. In fairness, it was doing well earlier at 150, and probably the reason it was doing well is because I wasn't streaming. Because I'm streaming, there's extra demand on my graphics card and things, so I probably will bump the range down to maybe 100. And I'm not gonna lie, for 150, it does look nice. It looks great, like the distance. It looks really, really good. I also don't understand how a game that is so basic, why is it so hard to run this thing? Like, it just, I don't know, there's so much for it to not have 60 frames. Like, I feel like a game like this should be holding 60 frames, no problem. 60 frames like default for every video game nowadays. And I feel like typically you want to try to get higher, but... Uh-oh. Forgot that the thing deactivated and I just wasn't paying attention. Just not paying attention at all. It's fine. We'll deal with it later. I think I tried to add 6 headlands, I think. And I'll swing this way. We'll do it a little bit differently this time. And we'll just coast on through. And I'm wondering if I should skip forward a month or so. And the reason I say that is because if you look at our finances, I got the time saving stock check mod, which I do like. If you look at our finances, property income, we made a solid amount just at the start of September. So we're making money. We're not making the 20,000 per month that I was hoping for. But considering, you know, where we are to have made 9,000 by just the morning time, it might work out, I think, maybe. Because if it gives you money per hour, I don't know. I'm not gonna even think too much about it. Just let it ride. This thing is filthy. Ooh, I just saw something. Looking at the mirrors seem to drop. Yeah, okay, hold up. Let me look straight down. Okay, so now everything, my frames are fine. As soon as I look straight up, frames drop. So that's something to do with the lighting, the horizon, everything of that nature. There's probably the render distance, if I really had to guess. Jeez, my feet are dirty. If I really had to guess, I think it has something to do with the render distance, and I'm probably going to bump it down to 100, if not a little bit less, just because that draw distance is, I don't know. If it's anything like FS22, you need to lower the draw distance. Also, I have the texture quality set to high. That could be something that causes an issue, and maybe I need to set them to low. You know, there's a lot we need to do, but after we finish this field, get paid, we'll need to back out anyway, just to see what is going to be our best bet as far as mowing the field, and then we'll go from there. Well, we need to do mowing. We also need to check the graphics, so there's going to be a decent amount. Oh yeah, but ignoring the graphics part of this conversation, looking at the bugs, like I've already experienced one bug. For example, I can't use a chainsaw in this game. I can't use any of my hand tools. For some reason, whenever I pull out a hand tool, whether that be a chainsaw or a spray paint, it will not let me use it. It will let me use the flashlight, but I think that's because the flashlight is it can be activated by another button. But for some reason, the chainsaw will not work. I've done multiple things. I've checked file integrity. I've turned all the mods off and like redone it that way. They just don't seem to work, and I'm not sure really what to do. I'm just sort of at a loss for words. But you know, it is what it is. My eye itches. Okay. Just back up. Cruise control. See, now I can't see it all. It's probably because the thing is getting dirty as hell. Yeah, that's what it is. So it's making it harder for me to see because it's dirty. Which, I mean, fair, I'll give it to you. I'm not really quite sure how I'm getting so much dirt everywhere, but I guess I'll just have to give it to you. Also, if this is the biggest machine that you can have for green beans, I never want to do green beans. I'm not even sure where I would go to find them. I think, no, this isn't a combine. Well, it is a combine harvester. Now we're not looking for grain, we're looking for special. I think. No. Yes, this is a special equipment. It's not the same. So maybe this isn't even really a harvester. It's just a specialty. And actually, maybe green beans is a new crop, and I'm just mistaken. Then I know soybeans is not. I know that. So, okay, I was about to check it right then, but this weird bend, it doesn't want to follow all the way through. Which this is where we have some issues. I'm actually just going to go forward a little bit. Back up. And then I'm going to turn. And we're going to go ahead and grab this little section. The one good thing I do like about this is that it doesn't feel like it doesn't fill up as fast. Like it doesn't feel like it's like, hey, I need to empty this over and over again. Like we've done like, I think this is our third pass or something like that, third or second pass. And for the most part, it seems like we're good. Like we're not having to constantly stop to load or unload. It just keeps going. Now, back to here. I want to find that vehicle, green bean harvester. So yeah, it's a special harvester. This thing costs $500,000. That's a no. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. So the peas cost even more. The spinach costs even more. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you right now, if I do these crops, it's gonna be because I'm bored. Same thing with sugarcane. Sugarcane, oh my gosh, that crop was so stinking annoying. Like I hated it. The sugarcane harvester, I enjoyed it because it could do 2 rows at once and everything, but for the most part, hated it. Hated it. Also found it interesting that the device for sugarcane isn't even here, which I think is interesting. Like there was like a second sugarcane like thing, and I'm noticing like it's not even there, so it is what it is. And then turn back on cruise control. But yeah, I mean it's fine. I'm also not doing grapes or olives. Those did not turn out a massive profit for me, so I don't 100% care. Animal transport, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to have them spawn in. The extra, what, $300 I get for the transportation fee is not worth it. It's just better if I just go ahead and bite the bullet on it. So I will. This looks massive. What the heck? Huh. This was, wow. I messed that up. This music is like lulling, L-U-L-L-I-N-G, lulling me to sleep. And actually, when I slightly dozed off there, I was thinking about Battlefield 3. Nope, it was Battlefield. Technically, it was Battlefield 4 that I was thinking about, but the original was Battlefield 3 that I really want. I wish Battlefield wasn't so bad. Oh, it pains me, man. It just hurts. Cause DICE, you burned us by telling us not to buy the game if we didn't want to. I think for Battlefield 1, I think it was. And so nobody did. Until you like started making it go on sale a billion times. And then you were coming out with Battlefield 2042 that was supposed to be an homage to the franchise. It was supposed to fix essentially, in everybody's eyes, like if this game came out the way it was supposed to, it would fix any wrongdoing y'all had done prior. But they didn't do that for Battlefield, and I feel like the game is dead. I feel like DICE, the company, is dead. If there are still people making like stuff for that game, fine, but you're making. I don't think there's anybody playing Battlefield 2042 for it, and it sucks. And I like first-person shooters, which is the reason why I was hoping Black Ops 6 would be better, and it's not. Let's put it this way: if I compared Black Ops 6 to any game on the market, it is like leaps and bounds better, right? The problem is I'm comparing Black Ops 6 to its predecessors, in which case it is subpar as of right now. It's in a weird state where there's no balancing, there's nothing driving interest, you can't trash talk. The number one thing with video games is trash talk. And actually, I think that is what makes or breaks a game. I'm gonna be honest. Kids playing the game and just being kids. Yes, I do believe there is some stuff you shouldn't be able to say just because you're anonymous. I do kind of understand that. But I think the overall picture of kids just being kids is what makes or breaks a game, especially if you're going to do multiplayer. You need to let them be toxic, let them be free. If anything, people need to learn that, hey, if someone on a video game is being toxic to you, block them, mute them. Like, that should be a part of the report system, right? If you're gonna report somebody, now offensive username, fine, but for voice chat wise, as far as being toxic, being racist, all that stuff, if you're gonna report somebody for that, you need to have muted them, you need to have blocked them, and they need to have be muted and blocked for a certain period of time before you're allowed to report them, okay? Because people being racist in Call of Duty, I'm gonna be honest, it's freaking Call of Duty. How it was that everybody was saying racist or gay or just out-of-pocket stuff just for the hell of it. It was the culture. It was fun. It was chaotic. Was it like great for advertisers? Probably not. But the chaos is what kept people coming back. Even if the game itself got stale or boring or old, you enjoyed playing Call of Duty because of the chaos and just the weirdness that would happen just in the comments. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I was not a massive fan of Search and Destroy until in Black Ops 2, when I started getting bored of the game. I went to play Search and Destroy. I was like, this is amazing, just because of the people being like toxic, they're talking, it's weird, you don't know what you're gonna get, and that surprise factor was always there in Call of Duty. But it's not there anymore, and I don't feel as connected to it anymore, and it's kind of sad, in my opinion. It is just, it's not the same, and I think a lot of developers have followed suit in that pursuit of like avoiding toxicity and everything, and that's fine, again, for advertisers and everything like that. But I just disagree, especially if your game is rated M for mature. No, let everybody be toxic. The game is M for mature. If you can't handle it, if a parent is complaining, so-and-so said this to my kid, your kid should not be on the game. It's M for mature. Your kid needs to be at least 18 years old, so that way they can complain about it as an adult. You babying them, which it's not really babying, it's sort of being protective. You being protective of your kid in online space, you failed. You failed already, because your kid should not have access to the game. Like, the kid should not have been allowed to play the game. Yet somehow they got a hold of the game. Don't know how. And I'm gonna be honest, I've played Call of Duty, all these games that were above, like, I'm not sure what the ratings were back then, but let's say a game was rated M for mature. My parents would, like, I would go to GameStop and say, hey, can I get this game? They would buy it for me. And everybody knew what it was. Like, game shops knew, like, game developers knew. Everybody knew that, hey, odds are a kid is going to ultimately play this game. And no one was really upset about it. It's just somewhere along the line, some parents, some helicopter parents, I want to say Karens, but yeah, I kind of want to say Karens, started getting upset, started complaining, started crying about it. And again, your kid should not have been on the game from the jump. There is no way your kid should have been on the game. Like, I don't mind that your kid's on the game. I don't. The squeakers, I don't mind them. It's just, you can't get played that this little kid is crying because people are calling him like some messed up names or whatever, when he shouldn't be on there to begin with, first of all. Second of all, if your kid is going to be online, teach them the bare minimum of learning how to mute people. Like, that should be, bar none, the basics. Like, that should be, like, required. Everybody should learn where the freaking mute button is. Let's see, how do I... Interesting. Let me... Let's switch vehicles. What is this? Oh, event 930R. Vario? What's that? Oh wait, no, this would be the perfect opportunity to use that new mod. Okay, hold up. I gotta use this new mod. So I can turn. Oh! Look at that! Now I can see a little trailer hitch. And line it up. I thought I lined it up. Did I not? There it is. Oh, it lines up high. I'm not sure what the heck I was looking at. Oh wait, that part didn't even... Okay, I don't know. Genuinely don't know what I was looking at now. Also, random thought. This trailer that's behind me is similar, not quite, but it's like the same manufacturer who made that trailer is the same manufacturer that I used to find the trailer for my sugarcane in FS22. Let's hop out of this. Let's hop into this. How do you... hop in. There it is. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to unload this. I would assume it would just jump backward, I would assume. Let me see. Move bunker up. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, still have that turned on. So, that thing that you just saw is called the dev console. I turned it on because in relation to that chainsaw incident thing, if I have a chainsaw, actually I'll show you in the test server, give me a second. I can't use it. I can't use a chainsaw. So I was hoping there would be a command in there that will allow me to cut down trees. And apparently in FS22 there was. It's just that there is not in this. Okay. Uh-oh. Wrong way. So that's first thing. I need to go pull the other direction. Also, I accidentally turned on crab steering for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. It unloads fast, I'll give it that. How do I fix my crab steering? I've already forgotten. It says toggle up, but that does not seem to work. That doesn't 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 work. None of this is working. And now it just... Like, look at that. Crab steering is so weird. Okay, how do I... Can I fix this? Oh, wait. Ah, okay. Figured it out. I thought it was on my joystick. It wasn't on my joystick. It was on my steering. Okay. And we should be back to it. Yep. Back to harvesting green beans. What was I talking about? Karen's ruining Call of Duty. I just really enjoyed first-person shooters. I will biasly say Battlefield was better. Battlefield 3 was better. Battlefield, like, Bad Company 2, even though I didn't play it, I watched gameplay of it. I would say, as far as ranking them, Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 4, actually, Battlefield 3, Bad Company 2, and Battlefield 4 are sort of neck and neck depending on your playstyle. If you prefer a more arcadey type movement, Bad Company 2 is going to be second for you. If you prefer a more realistic but not as well weapon balanced game, Battlefield 4 is going to be better for you. It just sort of depends on what you prefer. But I genuinely believe Battlefield 3 is the best game DICE has made, and they ruined it. They ruined it. First of all, they ruined it by pandering to people who didn't even play their game. I can't remember which, I think that was Battlefield 5. They started pandering to, was it BuzzFeed or something? Those guys, some I can't remember who it was. I don't think it was BuzzFeed. Maybe it was BuzzFeed or Jubilee. Somebody. They were complaining about female representation in the game, but I think the era in which the game was set in, considering Battlefield, you could have up to 64 people on the field at one time. They were complaining about female representation, to which I think a YouTuber or somebody made a comment of, if you put even one woman on that server of 64 people, if you change one of those operators or heroes or players to a female character, that is already grossly overstating the amount of women who were in the infantry during the time that the war in that video game was supposed to be taking place. Which, if you're complaining about realism, that's a good fact to like sort of counter with, because it's like you're complaining that there is no female representation in that game, and that which I do understand, lack of female representation in gaming, that I do hate that. But I think the people who were arguing for the female representation were arguing for the realism factor, to which the YouTuber was explaining, like, but realistically, yes, there were women in the military during that time period, but they were the medics, I think is what they were explaining. They weren't infantry. They weren't in the middle of the combat zone. They weren't pilots and things of that nature. And so I think the YouTuber was explaining that by having one woman out of 64 players, like one of them being a female, already grossly overstated the amount of women who were in infantry. Therefore, that realism that you're fighting for doesn't make any sense. And I mean, I do understand the point, and like playing a video game, you kind of want to be represented in that video game, because there are some video games that I don't necessarily want to play because I can't customize my character to be in that game, if that makes any sense. For example, I just bought Naruto. I think it's Boruto Shippuden or something like that. I just bought one of the Naruto games, but it's the one where I can customize a character because I haven't played a Naruto game since I played the GameCube, which is sort of dating me. But I haven't played Naruto since then. But my problem is, at least if I can customize a character to be the way that I want, I'm invested in the game because it's me. It's like, this is my character. I'm invested in that character. I have a vested interest in the game, at least until I get bored of it, you know. But with a game that does it, for example, Witcher 1, 2, and 3, the games look amazing. No one is going to sit there and say that The Witcher is a terrible game. I've seen gameplay for it. It's great. It's good. And every time it goes on sale, I keep thinking about, hey, maybe I should buy this game. Maybe I should buy this game. But there are multiple things that are making me not want to buy the game. Okay? Thing number one, it's single player. At least, if I'm not mistaken, it's a single player game. Uh-oh, I just messed it up. I am already not a massive single player person. Okay? Like, even with this Naruto game, I don't plan to play the multiplayer at all. The only reason I bought it is because it was on a massive sale and I can customize the character. Those were the reasons. Mostly the sale. Mostly the fact that it was super cheap. That's the main reason I'm buying it, right? The Witcher, yes, it does go on sale from time to time, and so it is super cheap. That's great. But I can't customize the character. And here's the thing, I like The Witcher. I actually saw the TV series for The Witcher, and it was amazing. With Henry Cavill, it was great. But it still does not make me, like, I think multiple things. I can't customize the character in Witcher. And the constant just hack-slashing monsters isn't my type of thing. I'm not sure what that genre is called, but it's not my cup of tea. Give me 1 second. It's not my cup of tea to just do like the hack and slash enemies over and over again. That's not my cup of tea. However, with that, I'll backtrack just a little bit. I enjoy playing Warframe. I haven't played Warframe in years, but I say years, maybe 1 or 2, maybe even 3 years. So yes, years. But just hacking and slashing enemies, I don't care. Also, I'm not. I think it's called RPG. I do not like story. Like games like Mass Effect, for example, where I have to play the game and then constantly listening to a storyline. I don't care. I don't. I'm not sure what is my big hang up there, but 9 times out of 10, I just don't care about that story. And I don't know how I'm supposed to get invested in it, but first-person shooters seem to be my thing. I don't have to think that much about it. It's just skill. I get to practice aiming, right? Now, with the topic of aiming and skill, Counter-Strike. Been around for years, right? One of the best games if you're trying to prove you're extremely accurate, knowledgeable, and actually even understand the game. It's great. I've never played it, but I've seen it, and I can already tell, like, the skill that, the mechanical skill needed to be good at that game. The problem I have with Counter-Strike is similar to the issue I have with Battle Royale games. There's nothing to work for. There's nothing to level up. There's nothing to unlock, right? And so what ends up happening, at least in my opinion, what ends up happening is that once I play it a few times, like after I've done that, I'm like, wow, this is kinda boring, Like, it's similar to Halo. Halo is actually a great sort of way of explaining this. Halo, first-person shooter, many people love it, even though it's definitely fallen off in recent years. Like, the most recent version of Halo, garbage. I hate it. And I've only played like 2 or 3 different Halos. I think I played Halo 1, 2, and then this recent thing, and it was garbage. But I think the reason it was garbage wasn't necessarily because anything was just inherently wrong with the game, maybe, but the community that plays those type of games has evolved, right? I like to grind and work towards stuff, which is the reason why Call of Duty typically was my bread and butter. Even though the game does get boring, the being able to grind towards something, work towards something, was nice. As long as what you're working towards was actually, 1, worth it, and 2, the experience, the journey was decent, right? And I think that's the main point. The journey has to be kind of fun and interesting, right? Well, Halo, there is no journey. A level 1, someone who just got the game, never played before, is on the same playing field as someone who's played the game for like 2,000 hours. The only difference is the person who has it for 2,000 hours has like better camouflage or camos, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Other than that, everybody's on the same playing field. That's the reason I don't like battle royales. Everybody's on the same playing field. I hate that. Like, there's no type of, I don't want to say respect, but there's no type of, I don't even say honor, but prestige, I guess, is a way of saying it. There's no type of prestige in it. Like, hey, you're level 1. Oh, I can just look at this character and know that this character right here, the one that I'm looking at, I can just tell this character has like been grinding his butt off. Because look at the skin he has on his gun. Or look at the gun that he has unlocked. You don't get that gun till like level 80 or something like that. Right? Like, you can't just pay your way to getting that gun or that weapon or whatever. Nowadays, you can just pay to get the weapons because companies are just in the market of making money, which is one thing I liked about Battlefield 3. You couldn't just pay your way to have all the weapons. Sort of. You could pay to get, like, I think, what is it? I think it called a kit shortcut. So, like, if you wanted all the assault rifle weapons, you could just pay for that shortcut and have them all. And that was fine. But I'm telling you right now, it ruined the experience for you. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what developers are going to do, but I feel like the gaming industry is drying up, in my opinion. Well, actually, let me phrase it's probably not drying up. It's probably not drying up. It's probably that there are so many games that everybody's all over the place. But from what I remember, games like Call of Duty would pull like AAA games like Call of Duty. I remember once upon a time were pulling everybody back into the space. Like, no matter what game you were playing on, you came back as soon as Call of Duty said that they were coming out with a new game. Everybody came running back. Black Ops 6 didn't do that. I don't think it's doing that. Okay? I have my moments in the game where I'm like, this is fun, this is great, this is cool, this is funny. But for the most part, no. At least in MW3, like, the challenges to unlock new camos were different and diversified. It's not the same. Not the same in Black Ops 6. Just one game later, it's not the same. And I'm just like, the journey that everybody enjoyed, it's not there. It's not worth it. Like, right now, once I stop streaming, am I gonna actually go play Call of Duty? No. Nah. I don't hate the game. It's just I think what I hate about the game is that it's not what I expected. I expected it to be bigger, better, and it's just not that. And I think that is the thing I hate about the game, but I don't necessarily hate the game. It's just the journey forward. Bugs, I will say there aren't that many game-breaking bugs in the game. There are some balancing issues that could be worked on, but for the most part, it's not bad. And again, comparing it to any other game that's out there on the market, it is still AAA. It is still AAA. It's still like a really good game. It's just because I am comparing it to other games, not even of the same genre, but of the same company. Because I'm comparing it to other games of the same company, I know like this is not your best work, right? I'm not even comparing it to other first-person shooters, because if we're gonna be honest, right now it is probably one of the best first-person shooters. I guess you could make an argument for Valorant, or actually Valorant is a hero shooter, so that's a bit different. And so Overwatch is in its own category, which Overwatch is returning to 6-man teams, which I might play, but considering they still haven't balanced Malga, however you would pronounce that, it doesn't seem like it's going to be something that's going to be extremely great, but hey, who knows? Because I surely don't. Okay, so now we gotta start doing those stripes. So let me make sure I'm checking this right. So those were the headlands, right? So the headlands are the part that's on the outside. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so we started with the headlands. That's cool. Huh. Cool. Alright. Back to work. The rest of these. But end of the day, I'm having a hard time finding games I can sink my teeth into. And actually, I say that Farming Simulator right now is that game for me. The problem is, it still has this one annoying bug that I can't get rid of, and it's fucking getting rid of trees. Which again, I'll show you as soon as we get to the other thing. I'll show you. Jeez, how long have we been on this one field? I feel like we've been doing this field the entire time. So this field takes about an hour, if not longer. We've been on this field pretty much the entire time, but I don't think we've done anything else. Because we still gotta do all the up downs, which there's a lot. There's a lot there. So this one field, is it worth it? Is the 18K we're about to get from this, is it worth it? No. No, it is not. Not in any way, shape, or form is it worth it. Hell, I'll tell you this. I'm glad I'm doing this because I know for a fact, no matter what, no matter how profitable, I will not be working with peas. Or if I do, if it becomes like one of those really, really profitable things, I'll be working with peas on a smaller field. Definitely not one this size. Because even if you were harvesting wheat with the biggest thing, it would still take, a while. However, the simple fact that the harvester for wheat is, how do you say it? It is bigger, so I guess that's how you say it. Because it is bigger, I can go through it a lot quicker. I can go through it a lot quicker because the range of this is wider. This thing, what is the range of this thing? Is there a way to check this? Its width is 3.3 meters. Like, you're gonna look at that entire field. Hold on. How do I do this? It's gonna be this button. This button. You can do that entire field number 2. That entire field with this tiny 3.3 meter wide thing. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. At least if it was like one of those bigger ones that was like when I'm harvesting wheat. The biggest header I think we have for harvesting wheat is like 11 meters. I'm so glad it now organizes it by price. 15.2. Jeez, 15.2? Is that the biggest we got? 15.2. If you turn this entire field with 15.2, that means one pass with that header would be almost 5 of this. We say at least 4, because 4 times 3 is 12. Times 3 again, that puts us at 13.2. So yeah, a little more than 4. We'll say about 4.5, right? Yeah. A little bit more than 4.5. So if this field had been entirely wheat, I would be moving about 4.5 times faster with a bigger header. Let me grab that, grab that, grab that, grab that. Slowly straighten out. But, hopefully by the end of this I get an achievement. Probably won't. Is the 18K I'm gonna get worth it? No, probably won't be. But heck, we won't be able to, well, we'll still test the stuff we said we're gonna test. So we'll wrap this field up. We'll fast forward a day. A month. Wrap this field up, fast forward a month. Hopefully we get a decent amount of money from the from the windmill, and then we'll also go to the test server so I can show you guys what I meant that I can't cut down trees, and I can show you excuse me, sorry, and I can also show you, oh yeah, where I'm trying to use the debugger, the cheat thing, to cut down the tree or just delete the tree, which it doesn't seem to be a thing. And I don't know how to get rid of trees. I really don't. But maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe one day. How much more do we got? Oh wow. I'm not gonna even look to the right. Jeez. Hey, at least we can see the other end. That's progress, I guess. I will say, by the time we finish this field, we're gonna have so much money. Because with just the amount that we've stored in that thing, that was 35%, which means if we dump another full thing in it, we'll have, ooh, that means we should have a lot of overflow, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm doing the math right? All we did was get the stuff off the field, and then we loaded it into that trailer. By loading into that trailer, we got 35%. If I'm hoping that the math does the same way it's supposed to, if I do it again with another thing, that should give us 70%. It probably won't. Because it's probably counting also how much we take to the other place. Which is going to be a thing. There's 30 feet. we're slowly up to 36%. Are putting a dent into this field. I will say that. A sizable one? No. Like, there's just so many things wrong with working with peas. And I think it's going to be one of those crops similar to soybeans that, or similar to sugar beets that nobody works with. Excuse me. Uh-oh. Ah, you guys are falling. Oh. But the field just moves too slow. Oh shit. It is not going to be the end of the world, so, oh jeez. That will be. I'm tempted to just start drawing shapes. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. I can be more efficient, because every time I go down and back, I'm wasting time trying to turn around. But if instead I just turn it to a giant circle, where I'm just slowly chipping off that way, I'm not wasting time to have to go down and back. Yes, I will be missing bits and pieces of, crop that I'll have to go back and get at some point, but I'll save time, and ultimately that is what I need, save time. We're not trying to make it look perfect. This isn't even our this isn't our yard. This isn't our farm. We're doing a contract for somebody else. So yeah, that's what we're doing. See, like right here, instead of going to the end. Yep. I should start doing it like this. Because at least we're saving time and we don't have to do the down and back part. Also, with it being such a long field this direction, what is this? Slightly northeast? Or, what would you say? North by northeast? I think that's how you say that. We are getting a decent amount of the straight on this back part. I get to here, just round it off, and we keep on going like before. And then now that we're straight, we can just go through and grab this. Here, let me go ahead and grab some of this. Set the this section. But it would be nicer if this thing moved faster. But of course it doesn't. Come through, grab more of this. Especially since we can't destroy the crops, because again, this isn't our field, there is no crop destruction. It makes it a lot easier for me to do this stupid trick. Which is nice. And I can just keep doing it, being a little bit more efficient. Does it look great? No. 40% finished, and we haven't even dropped off this last little bit. And hopefully once we unload this into the thing, it gives us a decent chunk. Because I'm also, if I'm thinking about how the contract works, getting up majority of the field, like getting up all the field, is already 50% of the contract. Delivering it, I would assume, is the other 50%. Let's see. Nope. No, I'm trying to do. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. We'll just leave that out for now. Let me... And then I'm wondering, how much percentage would I get for loading this? Probably nothing, actually. It's probably only going to be 20. Like, that 40% is probably 2 sets of 20 from me just... this, go around here, up into this, and unload it. Yeah, so this doesn't count towards contract completion. But one thing I am hoping is that when I drop this off, hopefully that'll be 80%. And let's see. We need to go, pretty far. The good part is I can just drive straight through most of it, so that's what we're going to do. Actually, I'm going to leave that up for a second. Hopefully this will put me on the right path. Okay. Also, is this fog? Can I just turn that off? It doesn't look terrible. It's just annoying. Hitting rocks. Good thing it's on my equipment. I also don't think hitting things affects you. Let's see, go down through here. Let's see. We will actually just stop and cut back. Yeah, through here. Pull forward. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? What's this? Let's see. When we can see our first right, we take our first right. I'm not stopping. Oh, cool. They already knew to turn green because they knew I wasn't going to stop. I do feel like the handling is better for steering wheels. I did watch a video, the same guy who actually did, well, I don't think it's the same guy, but talking about this game. He explained that the handling is not good in this game. And I agree, using keyboard and mouse, it is not good. I will agree with you there. But I think this is meant to be a simulator. It's not meaning for you to play it with. Well, actually, I think he was talking about using a joystick. I don't think. Yeah, so that didn't give us really anything. I thought that was going to count more towards the field completion. It only gave us 8%. So ultimately, nothing. Which means this field is going to take us forever. And we've already put pretty much an hour and a half into this field. Ugh. I might save it and then just finish it some other time. And actually, I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. And what I will do... Can I drive through here? I don't think I can. Kind of figured I could. I don't think one stop sign would cause us so much grief. Could I turn right here, maybe? Nope. Oh my gosh, is this actually how the city is built in China? Everything's just a one-way street? Ah, I killed her. That's fine. Seems like everything's a big roundabout, in a way. Not exactly, but in a way. Just one massive roundabout. Okay, let's see. We need to get on this bridge, I think. It gets us across the water. Just look at left. Driving into the fog for a while. Went over that kind of scenery. Looking for what? Field 2? Yeah, Field 2. Also good news, I don't really have to worry about putting gas in this thing. Oh, we're already here. So, I'll finish this. We'll finish this one actually. Because this is going to take us forever. This is a 3-hour field, which is ridiculous. But let's pause it there. And that 18K we're gonna get, not gonna be worth it. That's the thing. Once you start actually working on your own farm, you realize that the contracts suck. Like, they're really, really, really not worth it. Are they realistic? Yes, they are definitely realistic with the amount that they're giving you, but they are not worth it. The test. What was I doing with this? Oh, wait. Before, let's go in and change this. We'll actually bump it down to 90. Hopefully that fixes some stuff. Hopefully that helps out our frame rates just a tad, just a touch. But for now, okay, I want to go into this so I can show you guys what I was talking about. So this is my test server, or my test save. And the whole point of this test save is to, guess what? Test stuff. And we need to do two things in this test save, or this test save. We need to, first I need to show you trees. Why, for some reason, I specifically cannot cut down trees. And I've looked up like videos and stuff for this. There are like none. There are like no videos on how to fix this. And I've been trying to fix it through cheats, through uninstalling mods, reinstalling mods, verifying the integrity of files. I cannot cut down trees. Okay? Let me show you. Actually, here, I can turn this music off now because we're going to need to use this keyboard a lot. Okay. So, let me... See, here's the tree that I have, and what I used was a stump grinder from a, what do you call it? A skid loader to take this down. But watch, like, look. I cannot... Oh, come on. Won't work. Why is it not working? Uh-oh. Why is it not working? What the heck? Did I not have? I should have my tools, I think. Vehicle, hand tools. Okay, so I do have it. Why is it not selecting it? Controls. It's supposed to... Okay, have this. Switch to hand tool. Oh, okay, okay, that's what it was. So it's this. Okay, so now I got my mouse out. I'm pressing activate. I'm pressing the left mouse button. Nothing's happening. I'll press X. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Like, I can't get it to work. But I've been trying this forever. I've even gone into dev because online it mentioned something. It mentions it mentions GS tree cut. That's not even a command. GS tree cut. That's not a command. And the thing is, when I looked up commands for this, it said that these are commands that work at FS25. I think these are commands that work at FS22, which is the reason why the easy dev menu actually worked. In this one, this does not work. It doesn't work. I can't cut this at all. Like, no matter how many times I press, no matter which buttons I press, it's just not, it's not working. So, that's the first thing. That's the reason why I have the easy dev not the easy dev, but the development sheet things turned on. So, that's just not working. Okay, next thing, I think over here, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, over here I have sort of a baler system set up, and I had stuff where I was cutting and trying to figure out which one worked better. And I think, if I remember correctly, we could get away with just buying these two, if not just one of these. But for the size of the field that we have for grass, I would probably want to have as big as a width as possible. So I'm going to get this one. Let's see, lease it. Yes. And then lease this one. And then we'll hop in this and we will drive over there to pick it up. And we're going to test it over here again, and hopefully both of them swath. I know the middle one usually swaths, like it almost always does, so there's like no point in saying that. It's the back one that I want to know if it does or doesn't swath. Jeez, this fog is annoying. My frames are better. They're in the higher 50s. They're the upper 50s. And they're staying at 60 for the most part. It's just when I start looking at certain things, it drops. And this, I'm zoomed out pretty far. Still 60, still 60. If I look backwards, still 60. So there was just 59. 60 again. And it's probably again because of the range. But I did decrease it to about 90. So it dropped, actually went above 60 for a second there. But let's go ahead and let's see, how do you, oh, okay. Back this one up. Actually, let's go and hop in our cabin and use this thing. New mod. Uh-oh, back it up. There it goes. Activate that. Back it up some more. And then line this one up. Good. And we're just going to drive these back over. And I'm zoomed out pretty far, and it does an excellent job. Wow. And the frames seem to be keeping up ever since I made that adjustment, so I think that was the adjustment that I needed, which is good. Very, very good. Now, let's see. At first I used to get annoyed that the shop is way over there, but it's not super far away. This hill right here is the most annoying part. But let's go up here. Remember the same thing we did the last one. We're just gonna test. Let's see. Folds. I already know this one's gonna do well, so I'm not really even worried about it. It's the back one that I'm concerned with. I'm concerned with whether or not it will or will not swap. It doesn't mention anything about swathing, which already worries me. It does not swath. That's going to be an issue. However, yeah, the simple fact that it doesn't swath is a massive problem. Here's what we'll do. Let's drop this back part. drop this back part. And I just want to see how good of a job. So if I were to just travel around with just this one. I don't think it's going to take us too many paths with this. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take us too many. Because here's the thing. Eventually, we're still going to need to get a windrower. We're still going to need to get a tedder. So that's 2. Swing back around. So, let's just say it'll take us about 7 laps, because we'll have to do, this is 3. We would have to swing around, do 4, 5, 6, 7, and then probably some stragglers. So, and also the good part about this setup is that we could technically save some money, because I could just run this one mower. I wish it was wider, but it's not. Does this one swath? Because for 35... I would assume those last 2 would swath because of their pure size. But I need the smallest one that can swath. And if this one can swath as well, I will use it. And that's the trick, is figuring out which ones can do what. That's the tricky part. Okay. So let's go pick up that other one. It costs about the same amount as if we were to get both of those at the same time, which sucks, but hopefully it swaths. If it swaths, we're good. Okay? And then we'll use that. We'll just need to pay for a baler. Actually, I think it costs more than both, if I was not mistaken. 35, yeah. It costs about $5,000 more than if I just got both of those 2. But considering the first one, it only swaths on the front. That's a problem. That is a massive problem. I need to make sure that whatever I'm using can swath. Otherwise, it's a complete waste of my time. Well, it's not a complete waste of my time. It's just that I would have to cut it, then I would have to windrow it, and then I would have to bale it, which is just too many processes, or processes. And I'd rather not. I'd just rather not deal with that. Is it the other way? No, it's that way. I just missed. If I fold it, what does it look like? Now, the problem I can tell with this one is that because we don't have a middle section, I don't think it's going to swath. It doesn't show me anything about swathing or not swathing, which is going to make this suck terrible. Because if it can't swath, it's useless to me. Which I'll probably just do some research off of stream on which ones do and do not swath. Because I know I had one earlier, and the one I have for my offline stream is I have this one, the Samaz, combined with this one, because this one does swath, and I know that. But it's also expensive, you know? And if I could avoid paying that much money, I would like to. at least on this save, because I put too much money. We're going for rice. I need to sell the rice, and all of the stuff associated with it, because it's not worth it. We did those 2.5 fields and only got, what was it? 5,000. So it's just not worth it. Now I'm curious. Okay, so okay. Does it swap? It looks like it does. I don't think it does. It does not. It does not swap, which makes it pointless. And that sucks. It just is what it is. Okay, well, we tried to figure something out. I think going for rice is not the plan. It's not very useful. But yeah, I mean, we're testing out stuff. We're just trying to see what works and what doesn't. But I think with that, if you like the video, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment. If you want to follow me on other social media, please do. But actually, on my social media, I've gotten in the habit. I think how I'm going to use that is typically the highlights or the clips I get from certain games and things of that nature. That is what I'm going to upload there. And I might even upload just clips from any game in general. Maybe. I'm not sure. But, yeah. Outside of that, peace and good night.